All right, cari amici, benvenuti. Sono Saverio Nestico, president of Filitalia International, the seventh president of our wonderful volunteer international organization based in Philadelphia. I'm here today bringing you back with those episodes of get to know our organization and the leaders of our wonderful Filitalia International. So today, before we introduce our new guest for this week, I wanted to highlight a few things that are happening within our family here at Filitalia International. First and most importantly is that we are thriving in this beautiful month of October during Italian American History Month, celebrating our culture, celebrating our history through our mission, which is to promote, preserve, and protect the Italian language and culture throughout the world. And we do this through our motto, which is umilità, giustizia, and onesta. It's through humility, justice, and honesty. We do so through various language programs and events and cultural programs like our language classes, our international exchange program, our humanitarian with La Vigilia Christmas seals, our History of Italian Immigration Museum, our international exchange program, if I didn't mention it already, various programs that we have, all on the volunteer basis. So I want to bring to you, like I always do, some of our leaders of our beloved organization that are instrumental in the success that we're having since 1987. Most of you, if you don't know already, it was founded in 1987. My father is the founder and the president emeritus. And we are all volunteers. I'm a volunteer, just like you are a volunteer. And so my job is to inspire people that love the culture, that want to get involved, to be more involved as well. So there's a lot happening. Please get involved. We have an amazing gala coming up, which we'll talk about coming up. Our scholarship programs, all of the mission within the organization as well that we have going on. And I have to you today, I want to present to you our next guest. I'm going to introduce you to her. Her name is Trisha Volpe. Trisha is the executive director of Filitalia International. She's a mother, a wife, a great leader of the organization as well. So here she is coming in. Let's get her into the groove here.
Buonasera.
Buonasera, buongiorno, buon pomeriggio, no matter where you are in the world today, right?
Exactly.
So, as I mentioned, you may have caught it or not, I introduced you, Trisha Volpe, Executive Director of Filitalia International, a wife, a mother, a sister, an aunt, and everything she does, an
Exactly.
amazing leader of Filitalia. So, Trisha, if you
Thank
could
you.
tell everyone a little bit about yourself, your background, and everything. What did you eat today? Tell them everything.
Everything,
Tell them
exactly.
about Stella too. Don't forget about Stella.
I can't forget about her. She wakes up, 100% of my day. So thank you, Saverio, for the introduction. And thank you for having me in this interview. I'm really happy to be here. And I'm happy to talk about myself and the organization and, everything that we're doing that's good. So my name is Trisha. My last name is Volpe, means fox in Italian. My father is Montelese from the province of Avellino. He came here when he was about 18 years old. My mother actually was American. So I'm half and half. I am a true Italian American, we can say. I'm first generation Italian, but I'm also American. But I grew up with the Italian culture. I grew up with the language. My grandparents, who were also Montelesi, they lived across the street from me. So, we had those really, really great family values. We had the Sunday dinner every Sunday. And it was an amazing childhood. I actually studied at Temple, so I was born and raised here in Philadelphia. I went to Temple University and then I studied abroad. And I studied in Rome. I studied for my master's degree at the University of Bologna. And I lived and worked in Italy for almost 10 years, a total of 10 years. So that was between Montella, my dad's hometown, and then Rome. I worked for a pharmaceutical company. I was working with the FDA on translations, Italian and English. I worked for the Italian government for translations as well as English lessons. I taught English, I taught Italian. and I worked as a travel planner as well for Andrea Bocelli, the opera singer. So that was great, and I'm very well rounded on the Italian culture. I've traveled to almost every region, just missing a few. So I definitely want to get back and visit those regions there. All of Italy is amazing. It's always been my passion. I remember the first time that I actually visited Italy, I was 8 years old, and I can't tell you what I had for breakfast. I know you want to know what I ate today. I don't know what I ate today, but I can tell you every single detail about that trip when I was 8 years old. We went to Rome, we went to Florence, we went to my dad's hometown of Montella, and my favorite memory is just waking up in the morning, smelling the firewood. Montella is a mountain town, and going out in the streets, and you just smell the fresh bread baking, and you hear the clanking of the espresso cups. And it's honestly, ever since that time, it's always been my passion to learn more about the culture and learn more about the language. Growing up, it was hard because my mom was American, so we didn't really speak a lot of Italian at home. But I challenged myself. I said, I want to communicate. I want to know my people. So I learned Italian, and I can proudly say that I am fluent today and speaking Italian. And, I'm just basically living the dream. My husband, we just got married this year in Sicily, actually. He is from the province of Palermo, and we got married in Sicily. He is 100% Sicilian. It's great because now I'm learning not only Italian, but also the dialect, which is wonderful. And we have a little girl named Stella. She's actually 8 months today. So, and she's great. She's going to be bilingual as well. So,
so you're half Montella and half Sicilian, right? So
exactly. It's great.
That's an incredible story. Trisha, you have such a great background, and you're such a great leader of Filitalia. And that's why I wanted to bring you on in representation of the organization, along with those that I interviewed in advance to you, and eventually find ourselves interviewing those from Italy as well that play such an instrumental role. But before we talk about a little bit about what you're working on the organization, tell me a little bit about what Italian American History Month means to you and your family.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Italian American History Month is so important, because we really do need to recognize everything that the Italians have done for our country, and they have really made it what it is today. If you come and visit our History of Italian Immigration Museum, you can learn all about it. It's incredible because Italians have been there since the beginning of the country. We're still there, we're still working hard, and it's such an inspiration. But for us, I mean, yeah, my dad came here, as I said, the first time he actually came over, he was 11. He went back to Italy to study at high school, but then he came back, to stay when he was 18. But for him and for my grandparents, for my great grandma, she was 98 when she passed. She lived alone in South Philly. She went to church every morning. Living in this country was so important for them because it was, they had the freedom, they had, so many opportunities. In Italy, in the South, in those times, it was a hard life. So they came here, they had, the American dream, and they really made it happen. My dad, he's very successful, with his tile company, and, America has really given us, those opportunities. So Italian American Heritage Month, it's important to remember where you come from, but it's also important to keep your head up and keep going and keep that inspiration, that the immigrants did once have.
Yes, perseverance for sure. Both of our parents, definitely have that and have instilled those values in us as well. So, Trisha and myself, we're the younger generation of the organization. I'm 42, Trisha's in her mid-30s, and we're the future of Filitalia, and so all of you are as well. And so, Trish, tell everyone a little bit about what you're working on within Filitalia and what we have going on coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, first of all, we do have our annual gala coming up, the 36th annual gala. I'm really excited about it because we honor amazing people from our community. We have the award ceremony, and it's just a really great opportunity for everyone to get together and and just be together as a community and sharing our heritage and our culture. There's going to be Italian music, Italian food. I mean, it's really great. So I always look forward to the annual gala. But in general, for Filitalia, we are working on so many different things. We have incredible events that, go on in all of the different chapters. We just had our scholarship program, our scholarship award ceremony. We gave 46 scholarships between Italy and the United States, which is incredible. And honestly, my background in education and teaching, it really makes me happy, and it really warms my heart that these students are doing so well, and they get these scholarships, and they're part of Filitalia, and they want to continue the traditions and the culture. The younger generation, as you were saying, it's so important. And me personally, that is my goal, is to make Filitalia, younger. We need the younger generation. We need people to come in and to and celebrate their heritage and their culture. It doesn't matter if your grandparents, your great grandparents, your great 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 great, you don't even remember which grandparent came over. It doesn't matter. You're still Italian. You still have to celebrate your heritage and learn where you come from, because it's so interesting. But anyway, so I get really passionate about it. I like talking about the culture and everything. But we work on the ente promotore, which is something I'm also really proud of. We're one of very few organizations that we were able to have this ente promotore with the Italian consulate, the Ministry of Education in Rome. They actually, through us, they fund these schools in our district, and they allow the Italian programs to continue. The Italian language is dying out. I mean, here in America, the further away you get from Italy, with your heritage, the more you're not going to learn the language. I mean, even me, for example, I didn't speak the language. I just knew it. I heard it growing up, but I really had to push myself to learn the language. So that's what we're doing with the ente promotore, is we're promoting the language. We're trying to keep the language in the schools. We're trying to bring the language to the schools that don't have the language. You can learn Spanish, you can learn German, but Italian most of the time isn't an option. So with the ente promotore, we do fund those programs, and we're really proud of that as Filitalia International, to be able to work, with the Italian consulate with that. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you, Trisha. We had the ente promotore, formerly known as ante gestore, is really a prestigious honor for us as Filitalia to be part of and to be a leader of. And Trisha handles and works very closely with the Italian consul, with Paula Bonavita Cola, our previous president, who's also the chair of the fundraising committee, and doing a lot of other things, And also, Trish, talk to everyone a little bit about the language classes that we have, which you are tremendously involved in and spearheading as well. As you know, people,
absolutely
does a lot. So Trisha does a lot of work here as in the organization. So, but Trisha, talk a little bit about the language classes as well.
Yes, exactly. So again, going off of, promoting the language at Filitalia, we do offer our Italian lessons. They used to be 6 weeks. Now they are actually 8-week classes, which is even better. You get 2 full months of learning the language. We offer all levels. So if you are, just kind of starting out, we have the grammar lessons, we have beginner, we have intermediate, and then we have advanced grammar. Then we have conversation courses. If you're more used to hearing the language, you know how to kind of speak it, you just want to practice speaking. We have the conversation courses, again, with the same levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. It's for members of Filitalia. If you're not a member, that's fine. You can join us. You become a member. You get 1-year membership to our wonderful organization, and you get a lot of benefits from that, because we have a lot of events that go on throughout the year. You get special pricing, you get special invites to different events that are going on, and you really just get to become part of the community with everything. So, but the Italian lessons, we're really proud of those. They're very successful. We have incredible students. We have great teachers who are native Italian speakers. Right now we have, I believe it's 3 incredible instructors, and I just love them. They're passionate about their job. they come in and they bring the passion in their Italian lessons, and they just make it so much fun. I love sitting in on them, so it's really great.
Excellent. So, as I mentioned, Trisha, as the executive director, is a leader of Filitalia. She's leading what we call TNN. So it's Trisha, Nicola, and Nick. She's the leader of the 3-pack that we have there. But no, she's an amazing leader of the organization of Filitalia as well. And speaking of membership, we're always continuously growing our membership. And so as of October of 21, we've achieved over 550 new members across 16 chapters. And what that tells us is there's a thirst for the culture. All we did was simply just put it online, put it on social media. And I, as the president, have made it a valiant effort to have a conversation with every single one of them in the last year. I've done it successfully and have garnered such great success from doing so as well. So, Trish, any last words or comments that you want to tell people? Stimulate. I want to feel the energy. Let me feel the energy. Let me feel it.
I just want to say, like, it's true. When people do join the organization, you reach out personally, and a lot of people that then, I go and I meet at these events, they come up to me and they say, "Oh, Saverio, he's so great. He greeted me as soon as I joined. Literally, I just like clicked send application and Saverio was like texting me and calling me like, welcome. We're so happy." Like, it's the true Italian spirit, right? It's like that Southern Italian hospitality. So, and that's what Filitalia is. We're a family. And, we want, when people join, we want to get to know you. We want to know what you do. We want to know what your passions are, and we want you to get involved. Our whole goal, our whole mission here is to protect, preserve, and promote the Italian language, heritage, and culture. In the words of Saverio, it's an incredible organization, and I'm just really glad to be here. So thank you.
Well, you heard it. You heard it from her. You heard it from me. Please get involved. Below in the link, you'll see my contact information. I hope that everyone has a conversation with me. Trisha's always available as well. And so we hope that we're able to stimulate you and help preserve the culture. I speak to people that are 3rd, 4th, and 5th generation. You wouldn't believe it, but they have far more passion than those that are 1st generation. And it's the truth, but it is what it is. But nevertheless, I'm Saverio Nestico, Trisha Volpe, Filitalia International. Please welcome, join us, get involved. We love you all. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. Grazie.